Okay, everybody. Sorry about the disgraceful one-handed bow, but how's that? Okay. The doctor appointment went well. The surgeon. He said there's going to be no surgery scheduled. What that means is if I mess up or something and it doesn't heal right, they might have to do a surgery. But my scapula is actually broken in two places. One toward one small area towards the bottom on the edge, and one small area towards the top on the edge. So um, he said, other than that, because I described to him some of the little exercises I've been doing, and he says, well, as long as I'm not straining myself, due to the broken ribs and the scapula, I should heal pretty good and properly as long as I keep on doing what I'm doing. And, because like I said, you know, I told him, I learned this philosophy for training from the hospitals and commercials to begin with. You ever hear that move it or lose it commercial? And he said, oh, yeah, the one with the type 2 diabetics. And I said, yeah, only I'm type 1 diabetic, but yeah, move it or lose it. Um, oh, and he showed me an exercise that I can do because another thing I was worried about after we discussed that, and he said, nope, you're not going to get any pins, you're not going to get any rods, you're not going to get any little plates or anything else to hold that together. We're going to let you just heal completely. I'll see you in 6 weeks. He gave me about a couple days worth of pain medicine, not that much, but a few more days. So I'm good with that. And because you really don't want to get addicted to shit like that, anyways. No offense for my language, but yeah, you just want to heal. So that's what I'm doing. Let's see, I discussed no surgeries, no any of that stuff. Oh yeah, he showed me an exercise. Now I have to take the sling off to do it, but I figured out my Wing Chun dummy Woody, not Bob set up like Wing Chun dummy, but Woody over here is perfect for this because what he wants me to do is set my elbow here so that it's supported and just like move my arm up and down, and also I can do other like wrist rolling exercises with my hand and my uh, wrist, not so much my elbow. But I don't have to do that with the wrist rolls and stuff with the sling off. So I'm going to take the sling off and I'll show you what he showed me to do. Well, he showed me the way he showed. I'll show you the way he showed me to do it. Is hold my arm up here, supporting the shoulder upward, and just do this. But see, that's where this comes in great because it's right at that level. I can set it. Oh, yeah, that is actually already way more comfortable. And then just that way my arm doesn't get atrophied. Um, if you don't know what atrophy is, a lot of people associate it with bed sores and stuff. When you're laying in a hospital bed for a long time and you're not moving, your muscles and joints start getting stiff and arthritic. So it's important to move it or lose it. Exercise, or you will lose the dexterity and flexibility and movement that you once had. So, you know, and the wrist twists are kind of weird for me, but actually they're not because I do a lot of that when we practice doing things like Chi Sao, Wing Chun, and stuff. We do wrist rolls and stuff. It also helps you to go from being grappled to grappling your opponent. Uh, Wrist rolls are important for that. Mostly, though, I want to concentrate at this moment, though. I'm doing a few of these. until I start feeling any kind of pain in my shoulder blade. I'm mostly feeling it in my ribs. Everything I do, I feel that in those ribs. And this is probably a little bit of a boring exercise for anybody else watching, unless you're recuperating from something. But yeah. Okay, enough of that. The other thing is reflexes of a cat. The other thing is you gotta ouch. You gotta try to keep your arm up. Mostly the sling for me doesn't really do much except support my arm. I noticed after a few minutes it feels like my arm is being pulled out of the socket. And Woody, you gotta stop poking me in the shoulder. But we're doing that part good. Okay. How much time is that? Oh, 6 minutes, so I got a few more minutes to jibber jabber with you guys. Maybe do something. A lot of people like seeing me do the butterfly knives, so I'll do that for a few minutes because it's something I can do with just my right hand. Anyways, everything hurts. However, I am starting to feel better. Confidence is also a strength builder too, because after the doctor told me keep doing what you're doing, and I explained to him that kicking exercise that I did. I even tried to show him a couple of my YouTube videos because one, I'm playing a game of pool and practice focus and stuff. But he didn't have time for all of that because he's a doctor. He's got to see other patients and stuff. So he watched one, and then he was like, "Oh wow, that's really cool." And yeah, keep doing what you're doing because you're not. I figured you would already be atrophied and in agony and whining like a baby. He goes, "No offense, because you're in a lot of pain." And I was like, "Well, yeah, I am in a lot of pain, but if you don't move." If you don't keep moving, you might as well just lay there and die. Pain is about reminding you that you still are alive, so keep breathing, keep moving, keep trying to go forward. And sooner or later, the pain will go away, and you'll heal, and you'll get stronger. And that's really what it's all about. Wow, talk about an inspirational speech. Let's see. What's that, Brody? I don't know if they can see you. Okay. Oh, well, they can maybe see your cute little face. You're such a cute guy. This is another thing that can soothe you, is having a very good pet. Or for me, it's not even a pet. He's like my best friend, man. He likes watching Daddy train. Well, better not do that. Yeah, they're kind of hurt my ribs a little bit. Anyway, is time up? Yep, close enough. 9 minutes. Have a nice day, everybody. And keep on keeping on. Never stop. Never give up. Never give in. No retreat, no surrender. I can't think of any other ways of putting, just take the good with the bad and take the bad with the good and even all that out. Have a nice day.